Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It is cold and windy and hazy, smoky again today, but down here in the high tunnel it is nice and warm. Last night was supposed to be a low of 33, so we knowing that the lowest it got in here the other night was 41 when it got really cold. We turned the heaters on in here again last night. I covered my tomatoes that I planted because the heaters aren't facing that direction. And we covered the plants that are kind of the furthest away from the heaters and all of our plant sale plants. And the lowest it got in here was 42 last night. So that is wonderful. And nothing froze, and it is nice and warm and cozy in here. So that was a success. So these little heaters are working perfect for this goofy spring where the temperatures fluctuate so much. These guys are working great for that. Today's agenda is to get stuff done in here. I need to get things picked up, I need to get things organized, and I need to finish up all of these little loose ends on all these projects that I have going in here. Owen forgot to take his planters, so I have to work around these guys. I am going to try to get them outside today, and that way they're at least out of my way, so that I'm not trying to walk through that little walkway right there. It's probably a good thing because they definitely will be able to kind of get a little extra boost because I just transplanted everything yesterday, so it probably will be good for them. I don't see any plants in shock, so that is good. That is always a good thing. The weirdest thing has been happening. In January, we got a phone call saying that somebody thought our cows were out on the highway and running down the highway. Now, if you remember how much snow we had in January, that wasn't possible. Our animals would have literally had to have gone out of the gate and gone down the driveway because our snowbanks were so high, there's no way that they could have gotten out of a fence. And we locked them all really well. But anyways, we made sure it was not our cows. Even the description didn't match our cows. Fast forward to yesterday or the day before, and we got, Owen called me actually. He was bringing back to school, and he said, I know Lily just did chores and did a head count, but double check and make sure because I'm next to a cow that is standing out on the highway at the end of our driveway. And the cow took off into the woods across the highway. So we did a head count, made sure everybody was here. Now, knock on wood, but our herd is very home based. They're very content where they are, and they like to stick together. So I would not think it would be any of ours, but you never know. So we checked, all of ours are here. We have Owen said it was a skinny black cow. We have 4 black cows. We have 3 Dexters and Patches, who is white-faced. She's big. And he said it looked bigger than ours. So, but he's like, I just want to make sure. So anyways, it was a skinny black cow that was bigger than our Dexters. And then we have 2 brown Dexter cows, 2 brown Dexter heifers, and then the calves, and then we have the bull and the steer that are like a red dun color. Anyways, so I was getting phone calls and everything from this cow that was hanging out on the highway near our house, and it isn't ours. And I have no clue what happened with it. I called the only other people I could think of that have cows in the area, and they said that they weren't missing any. So I have no clue what is going on with that, but makes me a little paranoid I really hope it's not a bull trying to get in with our cows. And I really hope it's not a cow that would be in heat and wanting our bull to get out. That would be horrible. So I'm just keeping my eyes open, and hopefully it went back to wherever it came from. That is my hope. But back to the project in here. I got the pea trellis all fixed and hung properly, so that is good to go. And I started training these a little bit more because there were a few that had flopped on the ground, and they are looking wonderful. I got distracted again. I made my mom these 4 hanging baskets. She picked out these calabrochas. I don't remember what they are. If I saw the tag, I'd be able to say it. I just don't remember what they are. Anyways, she picked those out, and I made baskets with, there is some Cheyenne Spirit coneflowers in there, and some Cosmos, and there's coleus in the back of each one because where they face, they don't get any sun, or where the back is, they don't get any sun at all, and because they're like under a big overhang. And so I got everything potted up for her and watered really well, and they're going to spend a few days in here and then go to her house. And I started cleaning up a little bit in here, and then I got distracted again, and I made a new flower bed outside. So my plan is that these doors, right now they're on hinges and they swing out. Those are going to be on sliders pretty soon. And so I want to do a big raised bed here, but I wanted to get some perennials planted and get them in. So I got that done, and then I got it watered pretty good. And so I have, these are coneflowers, these 3 there. That row right there is straw flowers. We got marigolds, and then we got some bee balm. Here's some petunias, and then the celosia in the back. I need to fix these guys. It was windy out earlier, but I'm gonna keep extending it over. I just only had enough oomph in me to get this started here, and I'm gonna have big rocks for the edging. It's gonna go over to that door there, and I'd like to get it a little higher eventually, but that's probably gonna be a couple-year process to get it the height I want it to. And when we are done with these, then I'm gonna kind of do the same thing over here, because no door is gonna come over here. They're all gonna slide behind that flower bed. You can see that I left a gap there. So they're all gonna slide behind there. And so then I'm gonna put in a big flower bed here, but I started doing that. And I got that done. That feels wonderful. It just brings a little bit more joy to doing all this work. And then I came out to check on the cows, and I started weeding the raised beds that are down by the pumpkin area. So there's all the cows, and I started weeding this. You can see what has been weeded. It's not very good, but it's a start. Those are all strawberries in this whole bed. And then over here, I started weeding. I got as far as I could reach. These strawberries here are looking really good. I wonder what this is. But I forgot to pick the onions last fall because 2 family members were in the hospital and Beck broke his shoulder. And so the onions are growing really well in here. And then there is my asparagus. So in this bed, the strawberries are just like right here. There's a couple plants that I don't know why they're there. And the asparagus is there, like down in that half down there. But that whole half is open. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this. I might like maybe take a board and put here and then do asparagus there, and like this kind of strawberries, take the runners and just do strawberries up here. I'm not going to do the arched stuff here. That was way too hard to do last year, especially with everything going on. So I didn't get much finished. Ooh, I got dirt on my face. I didn't get much finished, but I did get a good start on weeding, and I got that flower bed built and got some stuff done in the high tunnel and got those flowers potted. So I guess I did get a lot done. The flower pots were the only things that I actually finished. Oh, and I got the peas finished, so that's good. So I'm making progress. I need to stop distracting myself with all these different projects. But at least I'm making but at least I'm making progress, and I love sitting out here, and when I get bored with something in there or whatever it is I'm working on, I like coming out and just spending 5, 10, 15 minutes pulling weeds and making a dent and making it look so much nicer. I think seeing that result of having it look nice at the end is kind of what does it for me. I'm gonna have to have Beck climb in here and pull these guys out because I can't reach those, and they are in, I tried reaching and pulling them up, but they're in too deep, so that's got to be a Beck job. That is it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.